right, let's get to our top second baseman today.
Yeah.
All right, real quick.
Tyler, do you want to do the preface here on the 3-4 debate and your anonymous poll last night?
So actually, I have the poll.
Okay, because this was tough. This was a really tough one.
It was. Here was the anonymous poll. And it was just one of those.
Classic
here's their
player A,
here's
player
their
Bs.
player profile, same stats, accolades. Who are you taking? Player A or player B? Because we were trying to decide who number 3 is, because I think we're all pretty much in agreement 1 and 2 are pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of who is number 3. And this is what we came up with for number 3. So just based off of these numbers, I'm going to let you guys take a look at
Mariano Duncan.
and tell me. Yes.
How about that? That was my man.
Tell me which of these 2 players you would prefer without knowing. I mean, I know you guys know who they are, but statistically, who would you take?
I take statistically, I go player B.
Okay.
Statistically, I would probably err for player 1 because of the Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers. But even though player B's production is slightly better.
Yeah.
So player B is the guy that we ended up not putting in our list. And player B is Dave Cash. Player A is the one that we decided as our number 3.
I take my vote back.
But it shocked me too, because I didn't look at the stats to confirm which was which, and I was like, I would go player A.
Yeah.
Now, when I was texting you guys, I said just based off the player comp analysis of their, because it was very similar times here in Philly. Each was like 3 years.
About 500 games apiece.
About 500 games apiece. It was Dave Cash offensively leads most categories. Manny Trillo, player A in this situation. You know, the Gold Gloves and the Silver Sluggers probably put him ahead. But if you were to tell me, no, dude, I'm going to fight you, Dave Cash is number 3, I'd go, Juan, I don't want to fight you. I'm fine with Dave Cash number 3.
Yep, exactly.
So, like, it was kind of a coin flip for that third position.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked. I know Todd Zalecki had Dave Cash number 3 in his that he did a couple years ago. We're going to go with Manny Trillo number 3. I think he wins the popular vote probably amongst Phillies fans. 4 years with the Phillies there, 502 games, 277 slash line, 321, 369. Good amount of doubles, 85 doubles, 160 RBIs in those 4 years, almost 200 runs scored, a little bit of stolen base, but a 2-time Gold Glove winner and a 2-time Silver Slugger for his position. I think that edged him out over Dave Cash there.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Manny Trillo career WAR was 11.2. Kind of had his best years here in Philadelphia.
And look, I didn't see them to know.
Yeah, I'm just going off of baseball.
It's just going off
reference.
of history of
and
what you hear.
What people tell me about
exactly,
Manny.
So.
Manny was pretty beloved here.
Yes.
So he wins our number 3 spot on the all-time depth chart. Number 2.
We're
going to go with the man. I was cheering for him in spring training when he was third base coach a bunch of years ago. When I was coming up, when you were coming up, rooting on the Phillies. Juan Samuel.
Smooth, man.
He was the man.
Number 8.
Yeah, Juan Samuel. 7 years with the Phillies, 850 games, 263, 310, 439 slash lines. Really good stuff there. Almost 1,000 hits in his 7 years, 921, 100 home runs on the number.
7 years.
Yeah, 413 RBIs, bunch of stolen bases, 2-time All-Star, stolen base every year.
All right.
What does that say?
That's a jumbled mess. Two-time All-Star and the Silver Slugger in 87. Stole 35 or more bags every year he was with the Phillies and had 60 or more extra base hits every year from 84 to 87.
And a cool Jerry curl coming out of the back of the hat.
He did, with a stash.
With the stash, yeah. He was smooth, man.
He was
smooth.
A career WAR 17 player, career on base 315 guy, 260 hitter. Juan Samuel was just as steady as a baseball player as you can come.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there was any debate, Devon, about who the number 1 second baseman was.
There's no debate
of all time.
Because even if you try to think of it, it was like, all right, is he unanimously number 1? And you try to think of the history of the Phillies overall. And remember, folks, Bryson Stott is not there yet, so let's relax.
But 2 more years of Bryson Stott like he did last year, and you're talking about him number 3 already.
Yeah, look at him.
You know what I mean?
Or at least number 4.
He's not that far away.
Yeah, you're not lying.
That far away.
So who's number 1?
So Chase Utley, the man, the legend.
He can
world
move. He can
bleeping-
move overseas and still be the man.
Juan Samuel, who's in second, has a career WAR of 17. Chase Utley, who's in the number 1 spot, has a career WAR of 64.5. It's not exactly close, the difference between first and second. I will give Tyler a second because he was deep diving the stats and just kind of in awe this morning. Can you flash that back up? So I'm sorry, Tyler.
Yeah, no worries.
But, if you're unaware of the numbers, 13 years with the Phillies, man.
1,500 plus games. Yeah.
280, 366, 481, 233 homers, 346 doubles, almost 1,000 RBIs, almost 1,000 runs scored, 142 stolen bases on top of it. Pretty nice. 6-time All-Star, 4-time. Tyler, why don't you take the bottom line again?
4-time Silver Slugger, 6-time All-Star, a 17.7 D-WAR over the course of his career. And last year, guys, he got almost 29% of the Hall of Fame votes.
Is he getting in?
Yes, I think 29% for a first year on the ballot is pretty exceptional in terms of trajectory to make it in. So I think Chase is going to make it in. My gut says Jimmy and Ryan aren't.
Yeah.
I think Chase is going to be the one. Second base, look, he doesn't have any gold gloves, but he was an exceptional defensive player. As Tyler will tell you, Brandon Phillips existed during the time of Chase Utley. So that's why he didn't win gold gloves. But Tyler, you deep dove the stats this morning, walked down memory lane. What did you find?
I will say that we talked about the gold gloves. I think the one year that he got robbed was 2008. He led all players in defensive runs saved that year with a 30, led all second basemen in range factor. And these are numbers that are computer generated a little bit. They're not just like fielding percentage or how many errors the guy had. And the one thing I don't want to use is, putouts and assists are not the greatest indicator of defensive numbers because it's hard to determine how the ball gets hit to you, right? It's reactionary. Defense is reactionary, so if the ball doesn't get hit to you, you're not going to get a lot of putouts.
Sure.
But he did lead the league in putouts and assists multiple times. He and Brandon Phillips were the two standouts in the National League. And the one year that I think he probably did deserve to be a Gold Glove winner was 2008.
Yeah, I mean, he was the man.
World Series year.
Yeah, a heart of the world champ team. So Chase Utley, no surprise to anyone.
At what point did you know it was like, okay, this guy is my guy? Was it the World Series run? Was it
when you step
that?
up in your first game and hit a grand slam, that gives you the little tingle. That might have been the indicator. I didn't believe it then, but I went oh, damn. First at bat, and you're hitting grand slam. Okay. Probably 2007.
When they made the run. And
2000. What was his first year up? 2005 or 6? It didn't take long with him.
It didn't. You could see something.
Usually with Hall of Fame players, pretty early.
Yeah.
And I think when you saw Jimmy, Chase, and Ryan, you kind of knew pretty quick with those three that you had something special.
And still, even though they won the series in 2008, my favorite run of his was 2009 against the Yankees in the World Series.
He was unbelievable.
It seemed like he hit everything.
It was unbelievable.
Everything.